Hello and welcome to lesson number 35, looking at the Feuillard set of 60. We're still in lockdown 3 and this is the 7th of March 2021. Today's study says it's a study for the gruppetto. Do you know, I have absolutely never come across that term in decades of music playing, or at least not anything that would have stuck in my mind. And I suppose what it's really meaning is groups of notes, little tiny fragments or cells of a shape that come together. And that's exactly what this is all about. Tiny little hand shapes twiddling around this one of the centre two fingers, either twiddling around 2 or twiddling around 3. Now, rather than the word twiddling, I think you really want to see this as a turn. It's, in my opinion, it's like a study of the turn ornament. And in order to prepare for this, I think it's a really good idea to play the first note of every group of notes. And that way you can anchor the sound, which is really, we're just elaborating or ornamenting one note. So we have, it's just going around a C, going around an E. And that's what's happening throughout the study. So the way to prepare, I think is a good way to prepare, would be to practice the first note of every group, playing it with the correct finger so that you feel what the shift distances are, because towards the end of the line is probably the one that you may initially mistake. The other thing to notice in here is the use of enharmonic notes. So for example, when you get to bar 8, we end with an E flat and begin with a D sharp, where we're doing substitution shift for, let's call it, the same note. So there are a lot of substitution shifts gradually going up chromatically. Let's see what these first notes sound like. So we have from the beginning. Where you can hear the same note, but watch out, because we've actually done a little substitution shift, and that's to prepare for the turn being on a 2 or a 3. And then we've got chromatic note, etc. It's very delicate, fine little nudge shifts as you go up the A string there. When you cross to the D string, say in bar 4 and bar 10, a little bit of rotation of the arm will help you get across and keep the shape precise. Vivace, meaning lively. Piano, so it's not aggressive, it's very light really. Middle of the bow. And the other thing to notice, as we have in one of the other studies, is the precision of the length of the last note. It's only a semiquaver, so a little lightness of lifting of the bow would work very well. Let's give it a try. Some of those last notes were starting to get a little elongated during the middle as I went for a crescendo as the pitch rose. If I were to do that again, and if you were to do this with a critical ear for yourself, to see if you can maintain the da-da-da-da and lift off rather than da-da-da-da. It's a fractional difference, but of course music is about precision, especially length of notes. When you're in any context of ensemble, it's particularly important. So focus on that.